to Daytona. However, we're in the middle of a heat wave and everybody's talking about the heat. The championship leader at the moment, Nelson Piquet Jr., he's from Brazil, and even he's having a bit of trouble trying to keep cool, together with the man chasing him in the championship, Scott Speed. He's won 2 races already, and he was trying to keep cool yesterday with a fan. However, Ken Block, he was doing it, well, very coolly in a little paddling pool at the back of his service area. My name is Toby Moody, Tommy Kendall alongside me. We've been to some racetracks all over the world, but I've never felt heat like this.
Well, summertime in Florida is hot, but this is a whole nother level. And I don't know about you, but when I get overheated, I get irritable, my temper gets short, and I tend to make some poor decisions. Now, you go into an environment that's as intense and hostile as the intensity of global rallycross. It's intense anyways. Temperature's short, patience is in short supply. Add heat to that, whole nother story. How hot is it exactly? Right now it's about 94 degrees without the humidity. Track temperatures in the hundreds. In-car temperatures almost 20 degrees hotter. Add some Nomex, still air, and so forth, and it's going to be the cool heads that can prevail that are going to win today.
Thanks, Tommy. Let's have a look at this racetrack here at Daytona.
It might look small compared to Daytona International Speedway, but it's the longest GRC course of the year. That start box into turn 1, not the normal bottleneck, giving guys a chance to get sorted out, but it gets really tight turn 2 at the start of the dirt section, turn 3. We got that big jump, 300 dump trucks full of dirt in here, and that's where a lot of the action's been happening. Back onto the pavement for turn 5 into a very technical section through 10, and then starting with the longest straightaway of the year, 1,000 feet, where these GRC cars really stretch their legs. The Joker is actually a little bit bigger time difference than we've seen, and it's playing into the strategy, probably a second and a half quicker when you take the Joker lap.
So that's the course, but what is going to happen on this mile-long racetrack today? We're going to have 2 heats where the top 3 will always advance. Those who don't advance will automatically go through to the LCQ, the last chance qualifier, and those top 4 there will make up the back of the grid for a 10-car, 8-lap finale, where we will see 50 points being given out to the winner. And nearly 50 points is the gap that Nelson Piquet Jr. has in the championship at the moment over second place man Scott Speed. But Piquet Jr. hasn't won a race so far this year. Speed has won 2. Steve Arpin is currently 3rd in the championship. This is the longest course of the year, and we caught up with Steve Arpin for the GoPro course preview.
I'm Steve Arpin. We're here at Daytona, so why don't we go give all you guys GoPro course preview. Here we go. Off, we're going to be up to 3rd, 4th gear maybe. Some guys are going to take the Joker here on the inside, first lap. This is a regular lap around the course here. This is like a 3rd, 4th gear corner, hard off this, all the way up to 5th gear. We're going to come into a 180, tight, all the way down to 1st gear, half asphalt. Just really slick here. Down here in Florida, all they have is sand, so there's no grip on this. We're just pedaling these things. All sorts of handbrake right there, getting around that. We've got a big jump here, but we have no grip getting up to it. So we're trying to do everything we can just to get as much speed as we can. Down here, it's going to get rough. We're all as hard as we can, shut down all the way to 2nd here. A quick shift down the 1st right here, back onto the asphalt, but it's covered in dirt, so we're sliding all over the place. Now we're coming into a slow technical section up here. Because we're loose, we've got a hard left right here into a tight 180 hairpin right here. All sorts of handbrake, getting it turned around. Now we're just going to try to be smooth through here. 3rd gear, we're going to start now. We're wide open all the way, full throttle up to 6th gear, 130 mile an hour. And right there is a lap of your GoPro course preview.
Heat A at Daytona got underway a few moments ago, and what a race it was. When the green lights came on, they charged down to the first corner. 3 people took the Joker for the first time. The pole position man Weeman, together with Arpin and also Patrick Sandell. Everybody else keeping their Joker safely in their pocket. There was bumping and boring at the 2nd corner between Sandell and Arpin. In the meantime, Weeman had the lead at turn 3, but not for long.
And Weeman looks like he was heading for another or a sweep of the weekend. All of a sudden, the car comes to stop. Top 3 stack up on the inside. Lassick and Millen go around. Scott-free on the outside, still both having their Joker. Reach was able to get around him using the Joker on the very next lap.
So the battle for 3rd position was between the Ford Fiestas of Sandell and Weeman respectively. The Swede and the Finn battling to see if they could guarantee themselves a place in the 8-lap final later today. However, as they charged through the dust, battling that out, the leaders were Millen and Lassick in 1st and 2nd place respectively. Sandell nearly lost it on the very last corner, but Millen got his Hyundai through to the final with a victory ahead of Bucky Lassick. 3rd did go to Patrick Sandell. So it was Millen, Lassick and Sandell. Johnny Weeman, Arpin, Morrow and Gilmore. They'll go to the LCQ.
Reese, we saw some contact on that hairpin turn between Patrick and Johnny. How were you able to capitalize on that?
The smart decision for the weekend has been to not play the Joker straight away. This car is so good under braking in turn 1 and turn 2 before you get onto the dirt. I was just like, let those guys sort themselves out, capitalize on staying on the main track and use the Joker later. Didn't even have to until getting by Bucky, and that was a great clean race.
We'll see you in the final. Reese Millen.
Next up here at Daytona, we've got two-time Global Rallycross victor already this year, Scott Speed, together with the championship leader at the moment, Nelson Piquet Jr., when we come back. Now, well, Daytona is famous for the NASCAR races, and now it's famous for Red Bull Global Rallycross. It's our first ever visit to Daytona, and this is how the final is building up. Reese Millen has gone through, together with Bucky Lassick and also Patrick Sandell. They've guaranteed themselves a place in the 8-lap final. But this is Heat B, and this is the Royal Purple Grid. It's got Ken Block on the pole position with Sverre Isaksson in the middle, and the championship leader, Nelson Piquet Jr., on the right-hand side. On row 2, we've got Scott Speed, who's already been a two-time winner this season, together with Tanner Faust, a former champion, and Austin Dine, who can always bring something up for the books now and again. They've been sitting on the grid for quite a while, Tommy. The heat must be unimaginable inside those cars.
Once the race is underway, you don't notice the heat, but sitting there is where it really affects you. The heat soaks up through all these hot engine parts, and there is no airflow.
And there is no airflow at all. They're wrapped up in 3-layer fireproof overalls. Some of the guys have got air conditioning within their crash helmet, but not all of them. We're riding on board there with Scott Speed. He's second in the championship at the moment with his Volkswagen with Andretti Rallycross. When the red lights go out, wait, and then we'll go green. We're racing here at Daytona. Bad start from Isaksson. He's in real trouble. Block takes the Joker for the first time, together with Nelson Piquet Jr., together with Scott Speed and Isaksson. So they've used up their Joker right from the word go. And just as we saw in the earlier heats yesterday, Tommy, Ken Block hits the front.
I think there might be a problem with Speed. It looks like his car didn't turn.
Oh, he's had a big hit to the front of Speed's car. The bonnet is up. Good call. The front right of Scott Speed's car's in trouble. And so is Ken Block. Oh, Ken Block was leading. And he's in the barrier on the left-hand side, which now means that Piquet Jr. leads the race. There's carbon fibre flying off the car. I think that was Isaksson, who's battling with Austin Dine, but Dine has gone through. I said he can always give you a turn up for the books. He started in 6th position, and Dine is now 2nd.
And also, I believe Dine and Faust did not take the Joker, so they still have that in hand. You know, the strategy is evolving. Millen figured it out quickly, but I think more and more
to take the Joker once in this 6-lap heat. We're on board with Austin Dine, going from the asphalt to the dirt.
And Piquet, who still does not have a win, but has 5 podium finishes in 5 races, has not had a great weekend thus far, but look, clear track ahead of him, and looking if he can just keep it between the grass, so to speak, could transfer right in, and Scott Speed to the garage area.
So Speed, no chance at all of getting through to the final, guaranteed in this heat. He's going to be in the LCQ that'll be coming up later. Meanwhile, this is the battle for 3rd position. At the top of your screen, it's Sverre Isaksson, the Norwegian, battling with Tanner Faust, the champion of Global Rallycross back in 2011 and 2012. It's an important battle because whoever is 3rd will go through to the final. Whoever is 4th will go through to the LCQ.
And notice in the graphic, Tanner Faust's Joker is not colored, meaning he still has that one. And so here he goes. He's heading for the inside. He needs to clear Isaksson.
He's taken that shortcut. It's about 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds quicker, and immediately he goes up a position. He's ahead of the flying Norwegian. He's up into 3rd position. I remind you that still leading this Heat B is Nelson Piquet Jr. from Austin Dine, from Tanner Faust, who's just taken that 3rd place with the VW Polo. Oh, and the Subaru has a problem as well. What is it around some of these hairpins for some of these guys? Is it that the engine goes off too low? Is it below tickover?
I think it might be. And some of the guys, I've been hearing them clutch in there, but that's almost the exact spot he stopped in the heat yesterday.
So is we're hearing from race direction through our headset that there might be an investigation between Scott Speed and Ken Block at the beginning of the race. And in fact, Nelson Piquet has been given a penalty. He's going to have to do a stop-and-go penalty. That's what we're hearing. So the leader of this race is going to have to do a stop-go penalty. Wow, this is full of drama here at Daytona.
Well, and the question, will it be a true stop-go, or will it, in past, they had to wait until the field had cleared. Because he's far enough ahead, he could probably still get back running again and maintain his transfer spot.
So it's under review according to the graphic. Let's see what happens. Let's see if he has to do a stop-go as he takes the jump once more. Perfectly timed. The poise of the Ford Fiesta absolutely spot on. And Nelson Piquet Jr. is driven around the 2.5 mile oval here at Daytona, but this is something completely new for him. Hard on the tarmac, hard on the asphalt, around the narrower part. He flicks it around the tight hairpin over the far end. Now he makes his way around the island corner.
Here's the penalty box.
So he has to come in, stop, gets the go, and away, and he's going to be close for third position. As Tanner Faust goes through, he's going to slot into third position, I reckon. Yes, he does. So that now means that Austin Dine leads from Tanner Faust, from third position man, Nelson Piquet Jr. All is not lost.
Well, and get ready for the controversy, though, because the penalty was earned by wrecking Ken Block on the start. He's underway even after the penalty, well in front of Ken Block. He's going to transfer. Ken Block is not. So this one might not be over.
So Ken Block is in fourth position. They go past the stricken Subaru that has been there for a couple of laps of Sverre Isaksson, and is this an opportunity? We're riding on board with Tanner Faust in second place. He could go through. That's a big slide from Austin Dine. He just about gets it all back together again. All arms and elbows.
Got it overcooked a little bit, but Austin Dine, if I'm not mistaken, he actually used Sverre Isaksson's bumper and actually clipped the bumper going by the parked car of Sverre Isaksson.
Austin Dine, he's had a fourth position at Austin at the Circuit of the Americas when he was part of X Games earlier this year, and he's leading this B heat and guaranteeing himself a place in the final. But massive spin! He goes off, and he's going to have a big hit into the tires. What happened there?
I think Austin Dine going to the brakes early might have caught him out, and he whipped the wheel left and could not. So now the plot thickens. He's going again, still in third. Needs to hold Ken Block off as they take the white flag for the last lap.
And if you look behind, you might see a glimpse of Ken Block. It's that close. That is the difference between them. Austin Dine still leads. This is mental stuff, and we're only in the heats. This is brilliant.
What was that I said about heat making guys lose patience and not make great decisions?
Well, you're absolutely spot on. When we started the program, the action is red hot here on this 1 mile global rallycross racetrack. Still leading, though, is Austin Dine. He's got just over half a lap to go. At the top of your screen is still third position man. That is Tanner Faust. Look at the front of that car. It's all bent up. Let's hope that the cooling is not too effective. It might blow the engine for later. Ken Block, he's managed to get going, and he's fourth at the moment as we come into the final corner. Dine is going to go through with a brilliant victory. He started last on the grid, and he wins. Thumbs up for Austin Dine's crew, ahead of Nelson Piquet Jr. Third is the VW Polo. That is Tanner Faust, ahead of Ken Block. What drama can we get in 6 laps?
What is going on with Block? He is hot. That's what he's doing there. He's showing that he is not pleased with what transpired. Now, this Days of Thunder kind of stuff. People always say, what do you think of that movie? I said, there was nothing realistic about the rental cars, but you have a guy wrecking his car huge, still transfers.
Well, we've commentated on a lot of motorsport all over the world, you and I, but that was something else to unfold here at Daytona. This is the result. Austin Dine wins from the back of the grid ahead of Nelson Piquet Jr., who had a stop-go but got second, and Tanner Faust spun, went off, hit the barrier, and still got third. Block, Isaksson, and Speed will go through the LCQ. Now, this is the first lap. What happened? Did Piquet nudge Block?
Yeah, he was just pushing on the rear bumper and just rotated him far enough that even the all-wheel drive couldn't pull him straight.
And then Tanner Faust.
The braking, he got caught out by Austin Dine braking earlier than he thought.
And very lucky indeed that those tires were there and not more damage
took place to the VW Polo.
To Daytona now, Scott Speed got put out with some damage in his heat.